Hello everyone. Today is July 26th and we had rain for 2 weeks, and today it looks like it's gonna rain, so I'm gonna be doing a quick video. But I have to do this because some of the perennials are already done blooming, so I think I'm just gonna do it if I can do it quick. But anyway, this year I didn't get the wave petunia, and what I did was I planted the creeping Jenny. That way I don't have to buy petunia every year. So now, as you can see, I think this is the the looks of the yard. Okay, let me walk here. Okay, we're gonna start right there at the very edge. I took the limelight in there and I planted little lime punch. Now I'm gardening at zone 7A, but as you can see, I think I have a little color in there. Then this is little lime punch that I got a few days ago, and I think I'm gonna plant that one somewhere in here. Somewhere I'm gonna replace all this hydrangea. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I don't know if I can make that a standard or something. But this is the bobo, and that's the limelight hydrangea in the back. Oh, the rain. All of the hydrangeas were just falling in the ground. As you can see, I was tying them up. So that's the limelight. It's a limelight, and this is strawberry sundae. I'm just gonna, those are strawberry sundaes. And then I have a bobo here in the front. Look what it's done to the creeping Jenny. They were molded. They were wet for 2 weeks and they were molded. But those in the front are bobos, and the petunias are not so pretty. It's because of the rain. And that's the bobo right there. And this is firelight tidbit. I'm telling you, it's 4 feet wide and 3 feet tall right now. And this is I planted this fall in 2021. Okay, that's the strawberry sundaes. That one, it's jazzberry, Supertunia Vista jazzberry, and I have a vinca here. And you know what? I had a bad how you call it, groundhog. 2 of the groundhogs came and ate the flowers. But this is the gold glow. I'm not even sure. Yellow glow, orange glow knockout rose. And you know what? I have a quick fire fab that I think I'm gonna plant that in there in the middle, and I think I'm gonna replace that with little lime punch. And those strawberry sundaes, I'm gonna put them in a pot. So that's my plan for next year, because they have gotten so tall. I thought they were just gonna grow for 5 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide, but no, they have gotten so big that I think, and I have a small garden, so I think I'm gonna replace that. And the only 3 hydrangeas that remain standing after 2 weeks of rain, they are the firelight tidbit, that's this one, and the little lime punch, and then the bobo. So and look, I'm here gardening is 7A. Look, the firelight today is giving me colors. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, that's the limelight hydrangea. I'm planning to replace the limelight hydrangea since then the proven winners has a lot of hydrangeas to choose from, and I don't have a big garden, so I think I'm gonna replace it with smaller variety. There's the black-eyed Susan, and as you can see, the petunias are not so happy. And the white mandevilla. There's the strawberry sundae. See, it's almost like it's not even white. I wanted to take a video when all of the hydrangeas were white, but I really can't do it because the rain was just constant. And there's the raspberry petunia, not very happy. But look, I have the black-eyed Susan and this dahlia. I think it's still beautiful, but you know, when it's always raining, they're not really looking the best. And the back is the limelight. I don't know, I'm not even sure if I have to take all the limelights out next year because I love them, so we'll just see. And we went for a vacation, and I saw, because I've never seen the berry white here, so I'm growing a berry white, and I got that 14 hours away from here, and I'm so excited. When I got here, because of the transportation, they were just the branches were just broken, so I just cut them off, and I'm starting to do that. And guess what, this rose is on the pot, but some way somehow the groundhog was so smart, and I think after he got a hold onto one branch, the rose fell, because I put something in the bottom so it will just elevate. But you know, I think the groundhog was very smart. Now that's the bobo, and this is the limelight prime. And as you can see, I also put a bunch of cords everywhere because they were it's not that strong. This is the second year, and I planted that. I got that from the ground. Last year I planted that one in the ground, and then I got it off from the ground, and it's on the pot right now, since I really don't have a big place. And here's the PG standard and impatience in the bottom. But let's go back in this side. Oh, look at the butterfly. This is the Pugster amethyst. It's just, I think I'm in love with the Pugster series, the Buddleia Pugster butterfly bush. This is the amethyst, and I've planted all this amethyst in last fall. And then this is the Pugster blue. I'm so in love with the amethyst. But here's the butterfly again. And earlier there were a bunch of butterflies in here, but I think because it looks like it's gonna rain again, and I think they left. Oh, and the petunias in here are not doing so well because of the rain. And this is the petite knockout rose, standard form. Last spring it was so beautiful, it was so full of blooms. And this is, I remember last year this I planted bobos in here, but I moved them I moved them there. So these are all firelight tidbits now, because I figured the bubbles will just get old. And see that? It's molded, but it's gonna, I think it's gonna bounce back. So this is all firelight tidbits except for the, at the edge there, that's a little lime punch. So anyway, let's move on, because I don't want to make a long video. But let's go to that side. And I bought a little lime punch that I'm planning to, I think my favorite, the best of all is, I think I'm crazy about the little lime punch. That's little lime punch that I just put it on that pot, the old pot. But this side, I have the Hoopla Vivid Orchid Petunia, and that's just a big, it's called big begonia. But in here, let's go. This orange in the front there, they are it's called orange Chrysanthemum, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and as you can see, the difference between the petunia and the creeping Jenny. And I also took, remember last year the firelight tidbits were here, but I moved the firelight tidbit right there. So what I got here, and they were so beautiful early spring. This is popcorn drift, the roses, and I have knockout in the back. I think I have so many whites, so I wanted a little bit of color. And oh my, the phlox, they're almost out of beauty. They're like, it's only a little. Last, I think 2 weeks ago, they were so beautiful, but it's okay. And here, I think I had last year the red cardinal hibiscus. I replaced it because it has gotten so big, and I noticed that the blooms were in the middle of the day, they were all wilted. I'm not sure because I always water that bush, but the flowers were not happy at all. So I replaced it last year's fall. I went to Home Depot and I got this from Proven Winners. It is Perfect Storm, and let me tell you, I love it. I can just, the blooms are just so beautiful, and they're really big. I just can't go there because it's in the middle and a bunch of things. But anyway, and I noticed also the groundhogs were eating the petunias and everything else, but not the vincas. So next year I'm just gonna put vincas in here. They don't eat the vinca. See right here, they don't eat the vinca. So let's move on. I think my two bubos, they're flapping right there. I probably have to stake that up. I think in 2 weeks they can't stand anymore. They're tired. The blooms had gotten so heavy. So, and I'm also, let me tell you, I think, look at the little lime punch in that corner right there. I'm so excited since I see it has like some pinkish color, and I'm very excited. That's why I'm planning to replace that, and maybe see, that's the, it didn't flop, didn't do anything, it just remained standing. And here, let's see, what is it? See, the petunia in this side is not very happy, And like, if I cut it, if I cut those petunia right there, I'm afraid that they're not gonna survive, since this prince tot, this one, is overtaking the pot. The roots, they are just overtaking the pot. So I think, but I like it that way. I think I'll just leave it that way. And this side also, see, I like it, but it would have been better if the petunias are showing. But I think I love this, that it's okay. All right. Oh, as you can see, I love hydrangeas, and I think, I mean, probably I'm addicted to hydrangeas, but I think you have to do, what makes you happy, just do it. Just do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody. Oh, the PG hydrangea is starting to bloom. And this one also. I thought this 2 weeks ago, I just cut everything in this Hoopla Vivid Orchid because it has gotten so big, and kind of like I really didn't like the looks anymore. It was blooming, but I think I'm happy with this one that 2 weeks it's already like this, so I think it's okay. Look at the rose, see, the rose is not happy at all with all the rain, but we need rain. I thank the Lord for the rain. This is the little lime punch that I'm trying to make a standard form. And look, it has bloom. It has 3 blooms, and then I cut them off because I'm trying to make it. I think I'm trying to grow branches in there. So let's see. And remember last year right there, I have a bobo in there, but it has gotten so big that I know it wasn't a bobo, it's a limelight. So I planted this limelight in a big pot. See, that's a really big pot. I think it's I got it from Siam's, and it's really big. It's 22 inches and I think 15 tall, more than that. But it's really big, and look, this is it's beautiful. I didn't tie anything, but I think next year I'm just not gonna cut it from there. I think I'm just gonna get the blooms, so it will have small blooms next year, but it's okay. And this one, it's already done blooming. This is the pink swirl hibiscus, and that's the strawberry sundae, and there's a dahlia in here, and that daylily was so beautiful, but now it's done. And I'm trying to, this is supposed to be vanilla strawberry, but I think it's not. I think it's a strawberry sundae. I can just tell on the flowers. But look at the limelight, that the standard limelight that that's not supposed to be the place where I have to put. I was just trying to grow that, but I think middle of May I cut all the branches. Well, I cut the branches early spring, and then I did it again middle of May, because I'm just trying to make the trunk bigger, and it is getting bigger, but it will bloom later. It has buds in there. And I'm telling you, this is the PG hydrangea that I did last year. Look, I don't see any blooms yet, but I don't know. It wasn't my plan to make this a tree, but then suddenly I just changed my mind. I'm like, okay, just grow. I was sticking it into the ground, and then it was growing, so I was like, okay, let's make this a standard form. And I love that crepe myrtle. But I think that's about it. But I'm really, I wish I could have taken a video when they were like white, blooming white. But you know, we just have to be thankful that the Lord gave us rain, because we really needed the rain. So I think that's about it. The outside, the deer was just eating everything outside. So see, I got in the back. I went in the back and got a temporary fence in here because they're trying to eat this PG hydrangea. So I have to do what I have to do. Anyway, have a nice day. God bless. Bye bye.